it's safe to say that a lot of us want to be rich, right? But we always listen to the people who are less successful than ourselves. I mean, sometimes you get really bad advice from a beloved aunt and find out your bank account has gone dry. Well, I'm here to help you fix this problem and realize just how bad the advice you're getting is. Welcome to Modern Wealth, where we give you actual good financial advice. We'll be looking at 10 pieces of really bad money advice that unsuccessful people give. Now, make sure to stick around till the end for a bonus one. Now, let's begin. Number 1 is investing is too risky. I have probably heard this a million times by now. Do you know what's actually risky? Gambling. A lot of people think that investing is gambling, and that simply isn't true. The myth that entrepreneurs are hardcore risk takers without taking anything else into account is actually false. Entrepreneurs do everything they can in their power to minimize risk, either through education, resources, and common sense. If those three aren't present, then you're not investing, you're gambling. I bet you've heard this before, that investing is only for the rich. No, that's also wrong. It's for those who learn how to manage their resources. Unsuccessful people often say things like only invest in things you can touch, but a better way to put it would be only invest in things you understand. Moving on to number 2, find a good job and hold on to it. Here's the thing, and you might not want to hear this, but if you have a job and you're still unsuccessful, you might want to reconsider your options. You either need a new job or you need to stop spending all the money you're making on useless stuff. They give you this awful piece of advice because of all the successful people they saw growing up working in offices. That's why they tell you to become a doctor or lawyer. The biggest lie this generation was told was that you'll get rich getting a successful job. But employees are never rich. The owners and the shareholders are. If you actually want to get rich, start a business that you like. Don't get a 9-to-5 job. What's more is that not all jobs are permanent. A lot of companies shut down for various reasons, and that's the sad truth. Just remember to be resourceful and open-minded, and you'll be on your way to being successful. Number 3 is you shouldn't even try to get into the industry. There's always that one friend or relative that says this kind of stuff. They always tell us a story about their neighbor's cousin's stepbrother-in-law that got laid off, so now the whole industry's bad. I'm telling you, if you haven't experienced it personally, or you're getting the full scoop from an authorized person, you can disregard what they say about the industry. Times have changed, and so must you. If you have a network that reaches within the industry, then utilize them. Some people call it nepotism, but don't be afraid to prove yourself to them. Just do your own thing. I mean, barriers of entry in every industry are super low right now. They're actually getting even lower now that I think about it. What you're being faced with is a higher competition, which just means you have to really work at what you want. Those who say you need someone like an insider to get into the room are actually the ones who aren't worthy of being in the room. Build your own so you have everything you need right at your own fingertips. Number 4 is it's better to rent than to own. These are people who also say don't become the thing you hate, but deep down, they hate their landlords, so connecting one with the other, you shouldn't become a landlord. They say renting gives you mobility, but they've probably lived in the same apartment for the past decade. Here's what the math says. If you're going to stay in the same place for more than 5 years, you're better off taking a mortgage on the property instead of renting. 5 years is more than enough for appreciation to kick in. You're pretty much just building equity in the home, and if you want to leave it, just sell it at the current market conditions and keep the profit when you rent. Renting just means that you don't build any equity in the property and you don't own anything. Rich people think about their spending differently, where it goes back to the basics between an asset and a liability. Number 5 is you need money to make money. This is how unsuccessful people justify their lack of money. Speaking from personal experience, from a university student to a working adult, going from $0 to $100,000 is a horrible experience because there's nothing you can leverage to make it easier for you. Honestly, $0 to $100,000 is just brute force work. You learn something that has value for others, and then you trade your time over and over again while living to the absolute minimum. Here's what they don't tell you. You don't save the money coming in, you spend it to increase the value of your time. When unsuccessful people have additional income, they treat themselves to take a break from their mundane lives, but in doing so, they dig themselves deeper. Basically, at this stage, you need to master new skills and increase the value you can offer. You don't need money to make money, you need skills and time to make money. Since you've made it halfway through the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You're going to be helping the channel out a lot. And if you want more videos like these, then be sure to let us know. Now, on to number 6. The sixth bad piece of advice unsuccessful people give is fake it till you make it. Flexing culture really needs to stop. It's keeping these sad people unsuccessful and penniless and does little to increase their quality of life. The initial idea of this advice wasn't really bad. It's just that people got it all twisted. Fake it till you make it was supposed to mean trying to mimic the work ethic of the people you look up to, and you will eventually get their kind of results. Somehow though, this generation understood it as if I spend like a millionaire does. Despite me not being a millionaire, I will eventually become one myself. Let's be real, this makes absolutely no sense. You don't need swag, ice, or a Cool Whip. These are wants, not needs. You need financial safety, followed by financial freedom. Once you get there, you can buy whatever you want. Now, number 7 is, it doesn't matter what they did to you, if they need money from you, give it to them. This is more family-oriented, but still really bad advice. I mean, it's pretty tricky because yes, you should always help your family, but not if the help is damaging you and your inner circle. Every family has its own values and way of doing things. Some serve everyone, while others serve the parasites. And if you feed a parasite for too long, it'll eventually kill the host. Truth is, some people are toxic and they might not even realize it. There's no trophy either for those who sacrifice the future of their kids for the temporary well-being of an abusive relative. Number 8 is turn down promotions so you stay in a lower tax bracket. This is definitely deserving of number 8. I mean, most people who say these types of things are boomers who don't understand the math. They're the old people who love sharing these kinds of status updates on Facebook. It's way too common with a lot of people not understanding how tax actually works. What's worse is that people actually believe it. If the goal is to increase your income by turning down increases in income, then you've got another thing coming. That's not the way to do it, and it's kind of hard to believe we even have to say this. If an opportunity presents itself, then grab it immediately. Number 9 is getting rich is a matter of luck. You can actually say this is similar to investing being gambling, which is painfully untrue. Here's the thing. Being born into a rich family is a matter of luck. Getting rich is a completely different story. Luck plays a big part in life, but so does timing, discipline, focus, and intellect. Being able to understand math, markets, and more plays a big part. But unsuccessful individuals get caught up in the luck part. That's why you see them playing the lotto or scratch tickets all the time. If you're having a hard time handling your money and want to get rich, you have to learn how to create your own luck. Last, but not least, the worst piece of advice is, if it was easy money, spend it easily. That's the kind of mindset that could get you in prison. At least financial prison. You've probably heard this before, right? The whole YOLO Carpe Diem and the like. Well, first off, just because you ran into some easy money doesn't mean you have to waste it. How about fix one of the biggest holes in your boat? Instead of adding new decorations to it, there are only two things one has to control in order to escape poverty. The two things are 1. Your ability to generate income by trading time and leveraging your skills, know-how, and available resources. And 2. Your ability to contain your spending below your income. In layman's terms, learn how to make more money than you do and spend less than you make. It's all about smart budgeting and making plans for your spending. If you have the means to go and splurge, do so. But if you don't, then delaying gratification might be the best option for you now. Before we get into the bonus bad advice, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the list. Have you heard of any of these before? Or maybe you think some of these are actually good. Let's talk about it. Make sure to comment down below. Like some of our other videos, we always love to give our special viewers a bonus. So here's the bonus bad piece of advice. If you are born poor, you're meant to stay poor. Raise of hands. How many times have you heard them say the phrase, people like us? What in the world does that even mean? Naturally, some people get different starts in life, but you're not competing with those people. You're competing with poverty. You're competing against a few bad days. You're competing with life thriving on paycheck to paycheck. All of your efforts are supposed to go toward making life better. You don't choose where and how you're born, but you most certainly can choose how you live. They'll tell you money doesn't grow on trees, but never in their life have they planted the seeds for money trees. If you hear even a whisper from the people saying things like these, make sure to turn your head and walk the other way. You don't need to hear awful things from unsuccessful people. They could just be dragging you down. Make sure to question your spending habits, be vigilant, and listen to the advice that makes you feel better about your financial choices. Again, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And if you want to learn a few more tips and tricks to handling your money or your money-making skills, make sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers!